So actually, you got a topic to start off with before we even get started. So now let's get back to what you were saying before I press record button. So you did a grandpa game bang. Okay, I'm listening.
I actually wasn't in it. I'm just here to do the podcast, but there was a grandpa gangbang going on in the next room.
Oh, oh, okay, then. Okay, then. Well, shoot, a grandpa gangbang. So, what's the average age of the dude?
I don't know how old the oldest one is, but he's much older.
Mm. Well, I see a lot of Viagra is flying around in that damn room. So shoot, so yeah, 'cause I see that you are very experienced in gangbangs. I seen that you had worked with my man Tadpole,
hmm
um, and everything. And what is it about gangbangs that you like? Because I truly believe that females that do gangbang, they actually enjoy the gangbang. They enjoy the attention. They enjoy all the guys around, the chaos and all that. What is it about gangbang that you love?
I did my first one in March through Tadpole, so I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been doing them that long. But when I did my first one, it was insane. And ever since then, I'm like, I can't get over it. Like, I want to do. I just I didn't realize how fun they were until I actually did one because I wasn't sure what to expect when I started
Mm-hmm.
doing. I was like, I don't know what to expect. I've never done this before, and I went from I didn't even do like two guys. You know how some people they start out doing B B G. I went from BG to gangbang. So I was not sure what to expect, but
Mm-hmm.
it turned out great and I loved it. And ever since then I just anytime there's a gangbang, I'm like for it. I'll
Yeah,
try
cause
to
it was funny. I saw one of your posts. And you said you went from being a fluffer to actually being gangbanged, and and how did that ended up happening?
What was that?
I said with one of your posts, which was for your mini bids, which y'all need to go check out. You were saying that you was actually supposed to be a fluffer, and then you ended up being gangbanged yourself. So how did that ended up happening?
Oh, a fluffer. So we had I think there was like five fluffers. I can't remember. So once Rebel reached her goal,
Mm-hmm.
she said after that if anybody wants to be fucked, you can take however many guys. So I was just like, who wants to fuck me? And I wasn't even gonna do it on I'm not gonna do it on camera. I don't wanna I let's just do it. I just wanna do it. So then all these guys started following me and I was like, wow, they're all following me. This is crazy. So then Rex comes over. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, um, and then he goes, where's the camera? I'm like, oh, I'm just a slut and I like doing this. And I'm like, and then a minute later, after a couple minutes later, I was like, you know what? I think I do need to record this. So I told Rex to go grab the camera. So he did, and I'm glad he did because I made money off of it. But I was like, I don't know. I was like, I just want to do this off camera.
It ended up being on camera. That be
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, after I
Because
got a few minutes of feeling what it's like not having it recorded because I just wanted to know what it was like, because when you're filming, you have all these like, I guess with gangbangs they're a little different because it's like in the moment kind of thing.
yeah,
But I wanted to do it off camera because I'm always constantly being filmed when I'm having sex. It's like,
mhm.
okay, I got to make sure I do this right. I got to put on my best show, but I wanted to do it off camera. So, anyways, I did that off camera for a little bit, and yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask you this: was it just the porn star? Because I get it. Because when you're on camera, you focus on working the camera. Versus
Mm-hmm.
when if you just do the gangbang off camera, it's more fun. You're just enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
But something tell me it was just a porn star. And you like, wait a second, I might need to record this shit because I know I'm killing it right now. I'm killing it right now. and and then too, also the fact that you said your first game made with Tadpole. Tadpole be having a lot of views in his content events. So you got really thrown into you really got thrown into the fire, literally.
Yeah. I'm very lucky with him. He's amazing. He gets all the guys. All I have to do is tell him like, hey, I'm feeling like I want to do a gangbang, so that he'll just gather guys, and I don't have to do that, which is nice because I'm so busy, and he does that. So.
And plus, it's hard. People don't realize how hard it is to put together a gangbang.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because guys, they'll say they'll go get tested, but then they don't. And with him, he's able to have that all organized, so I don't have to worry about, because he does it all the time. He'll know if somebody's being serious or not.
Yeah. So with that being said, people, smokers, welcome to the Smokers Lounge. How you doing today? You know how we start this thing hot as usual. And you know who I am. I'm your host, Kevin Albert Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. Let me tell you about 4 wonderful sponsors that we love. They love us back. The first one being the Facebook of the LS community, lsworld.com. Go get yourself a profile. Next up, the highest adult magazine in the game, AriseSenseMagazine.com. Go get yourself a subscription. You got me? Also, for you content creators, 90% profit, no hashtag issues. And for you consumers, a new place to consume your Triple X content. I'm talking about none other than excitebunny.com. And last but not least, award-winning, award-nominated. We're talking about voiceover with your smut. And they even have virtual reality, so you can watch porn with your Oculus. I'm talking about none other than Blusher So go to blusherrocker.com and get a subscription. It's worth the money. Also, we're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go to the shop, gwdistrict.com, and go buy something, why don't you? Also, in the mornings, 5 days a week, go to bulletswapradio.com and catch the smoke that I am giving to you over there as I talk to the greatest and the brightest, from the legends to the newbies and everybody in between, as we give that great smoke about the adult film industry. Also, check me out, skyhawkafterdarktv.com, as well as the BGP LLC app. Now, I'm going to step back and let this gorgeous, beautiful, blonde, sexy, freaky, gang bang queen, and I can tell that she probably make a lot of dudes tap the fuck out very quickly, introduce herself. Go ahead, darling.
Hi, I'm Wisconsin Tiff. I'm 35 and I live in Wisconsin. I feel that I might be the sluttiest girl in Wisconsin.
Well, you think it's kind of funny, like when I look at you, right? It's like you're like that innocent, freaky mom that lived next door that she goes to PTA. They don't realize how much of a freak she really is. So, oh my goodness. So you went from doing boy girl to gangbang. So we're gonna get to that in a second. Let's begin with, how did you get into the industry in the first place?
I started in 2021 of March 1st. I didn't know what OnlyFans was until a month before. And I originally started it so that I could leave my ex-husband, and I just needed to make enough just so I could have money to pay for a place on my own, because I didn't have any money. So it started out that I did not realize I went from $0 to being able to leave within 2 months. I was able to quit my job at the school after 2 weeks so that I could devote my time to doing this, so that because I wasn't going to make enough to leave, because I was very part-time and I had very little money. So I went from that to being able to go on my own. I was solo for a while until a year in. I was solo for a year, and then I did GG for the first year, or for the year after that I was in it, I started doing GG. And then at the end of August of last year, I did a huge GG orgy. There was like 9 of us women. So then I got that experience. I didn't do my first BG scene until that fall. And that was with Johnny Arana, and he's one of my regular guys that I film with. I didn't start doing gangbangs until March of this year. So I haven't really filmed with that many guys until March. So Johnny was pretty much my only guy that I've filmed with. And then all of a sudden now I'm doing gangbangs and I'm filming with all these other creators, and I'm doing just all of, it's just happening so fast.
Yeah, because with one because you basically did what I call a moderation and maturation, a slow burn, because some girls come into business, they do everything in year one, period. So you kind of built, you not only trained your fan base, but you kind of built your fan base up, and you didn't give them everything in year one, which in turn each year you give them something different. Like year two, you give them the girl on girl. Then year three, you give them the boy girl, what have you. So now it's crazy because you're not the only woman that I done talked to that started their porn career after a divorce or a breakup. And and it seems like when ladies break up from a long-term relationship, especially one where it really wasn't fulfilling, they really find out about themselves sexually. So for you, what did you discover about yourself with the journey that you didn't discover, that you didn't know about yourself before that moment, before the breakup, before you got the industry?
So I was always a freaky person, but I was only with one person my entire life, and that was with my husband until until I left him. Then I, went out and experimented. I used to do some really freaky stuff. I used to do I've been doing anal for so many years with my ex. And because of that experience, I'm able to, it's crazy how I didn't realize I was told that everybody does anal. And I was like, okay. And I didn't really like it because, I did it. It was great. It feels good when you have an orgasm. But I didn't know anything really, I don't know. I thought, well, if everybody's doing it, then, when I got on to OF and I found out that a very small percent actually do anal, I was like, oh my God, I am a freaky fucking person. Like, what the hell? I was sticking butt plugs in my butt before I did OF. And nobody knew because that was between my ex and I. And I thought everybody was doing it, but I was very secretive about it. I learned throughout this whole process and journey of being in the adult industry that I was led to believe that everybody was like this, but until I got into this and I started learning more, I learned that I didn't realize how freaky I was. I do some really crazy things. I could tell you, back in, I think it was 2009 or 2009, 2010, I took duct tape through the doorway on my butt cheeks doing anal. So every time I would move back, my butt cheeks would open and I'm doing this freaky fucking sex. And I thought, oh, this is pretty normal. Now I look at it, I was like, yeah, most wives don't do that but I learned
You sound like wifey motherfucking material. Because there's women that will never give their man the asshole. I am sorry. We love you.
I did anal all the time. And I've learned now that I really do enjoy it. Because now I realize I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's because not that many people do it. So it's this is something that I feel that I'm good at. And I started doing it more, and I started learning more about butt plugs and like anal wands and everything and other things that are involved with using your butt. And I realized like I really do enjoy this. I just never really was given the opportunity to express myself. So now I'm able to do it on my own terms. So I want to go to the sex shop and I want to get something new and I want to try it because I want to try it, not because somebody else wants me to try it. So yeah, so I feel that I am very expressive with my sexuality and I enjoy it.
Most definitely. So because even to the fact that I always say this, girls that do the most have the most chance to make more money. You willing to do gangbangs, you willing to do anal, it kind of opens you up for, because I also see that you have an agent, which we'll get to that conversation in a minute, to get more paid gigs and bigger paid gigs. Because a lot of these companies are looking for girls that can do anal, that can do DP, which you actually can do. And everything. So with you is, and you also, you say you also enjoy it, period. Because it's also because when you work with someone that never really does anal in their regular life, it takes a lot more prep to get them right than it would a female that does on a regular basis. So I know dudes enjoy working with you on that. They ain't got to work you out for so much, period. So it's kind of like with you, when it comes time for you to prep for the gangbangs and your shoots, what do you do to prep your anal? To prep your asshole?
So I actually, I never did any prepping ever because I didn't have a camera in front of me, so I didn't have to worry about it. But I never did any prepping until I did my first anal scene, and that was with Johnny Arana as well. And I reached out to Rebel Ryder, who is a friend of mine, and I asked her because I'm like, you think I would know because I've been doing anals for so long. But I asked her, I'm like, hey girl, I need to know like what you do to prep because I'm gonna be in front of a camera and I need to make sure like everything's good. So she told me all these steps and I did that and it's like, this is my routine. So I do I drink coffee and then I do my anal douche. And I do that. I have like an electrical one where you press the button and the water shoots up the ass. And I do that about 5 or 6 times because I want to make sure I am good. So I know that might be a little excessive, but I want to make sure that I'm really good. Then after that, I take an anti-diarrhea pill, 2 of them, to make sure nothing happens. And yeah, I've never had an issue, and that's my prep work.
And it's all I'm going to say, from a man that had the issue when it came to the anal, thank you. Because it's nothing worse than you hitting it from the back and you look down and you see you driving the brown truck. You get what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I was like, damn, I even said, I had to say it on camera. I said, damn, I done fucked the shit out you. Period. Yeah, because people don't realize we have to prep before we get in front of the camera. Period. Not mentally as well as physically. Yeah. Because point is a middle game, period. Because fucking in front of that camera is not the same as fucking behind the camera or off camera. So we about to unpack a few things. First, you started off doing solo or what have you. So how often was you filming your solo content? Because I know how OnlyFans work. I know how they pressure girls to have to update it. And we're now in the TikTok viral era of porn where it just gone here one second, gone next. So how often did you film your solos when you was doing that to keep up with your updates?
I filmed solo. Well, I'm known for live streaming, so I did a lot of live streaming on OnlyFans when I started. So I was live streaming almost every single day, and I was live streaming on TikTok every single day. That was how I got myself out there, as much live streaming as I could do. I I had guys subscribe to me because I was doing the live streaming. So I did that like almost every day, multiple times a day. There were nights where I would live stream and I would end it, and then there would be guys asking me like, "Hey, can you come back on?" And I would do it like up to 4 times. I don't do that anymore because that's way.
They wanted an encore.
Yeah.
They wanted an encore.
So I would film customs, and I don't do customs anymore because it's just I'm so busy now and I'm doing so much more content where I have so many solos, and all my solos are free, like my full length. I just send them out just so they'll stay. And I was filming solos probably at least videos once a week, but I was posting stuff every single day, except I was not nude. I was fully nothing nude for an entire year. Yeah, and I did nude live streams.
So I get what you're saying. So basically, the pictures, if they wanted to see you nude, they had to do your live stream for the most part.
Yes.
You know, period. Now, what's interesting is a lot of girls don't really put the live stream to use like you was doing. You know, period. So to me, I'm actually this because because you live streaming on OnlyFans, you're getting paid more than you would if you were doing Chatterbait or any of those other campsites. Because the cut favors you more so than if you was on a campsite, it'd be favoring the campsite. You get what I'm saying?
It depends how are you saying you make more on Chatterbait or more on OnlyFans?
I think you would make more on OnlyFans because of the cut. Because like with Chatterbait, I mean, don't get it twisted. Chatterbait probably give you more traffic because OnlyFans is based off your traffic that you generate. But the side effects, like if you take medicine, there's always a side effect to the damn medicine, no matter what it is. With you being on Chatterbait, you might get more traffic, but they get more of a cut than what you do. You feel what I'm coming from?
It really depends. I've done Chatterbait for a little bit, and I didn't know how to do it, and I actually got some training on it about 4 months ago, and I learned how to do it the correct way. I just haven't had I haven't had the time to go on there because I have to be consistent when I do this. When I decided I want to do Chatterbait semi full time, you can make equally as much. But I feel with OnlyFans, you only have those set of fans versus Chatterbait, you have more people coming in. And it really just depends what your technique is. Because there's people that can make way more on Chatterbait live streaming because they have everybody coming in versus OnlyFans. But I mean, I make really good money in a short period of time versus Chatterbait. It's going to be throughout the course of the day. But there's a technique on Chatterbait that I know how to do that can make a lot of money, but I just haven't devoted my time to that because I'm so busy as it is already with my own platforms.
Yeah, I would actually tell the technique, but we're going to say that for the premium smoke room. Y'all got to pay for that information, people.
Yeah.
You know, period. So now you was doing the solos for a year, which I'm pretty sure you had a arrangement of toys that you used.
I got my first dildo. What was it? I started in March, April, May. 2 months after I started OnlyFans, I got my first toy ever, and that was from a fan that sent it to me. So I was just using my finger.
She didn't even pay for her own first toy, ladies and gentlemen. That show you how bad she is of a woman, how good she was doing. Her first toy was big. You go, girl.
I would just use my fingers, and also before OF had their rules with their they might have had the rules, but they didn't enforce it, and nobody really knew about it because they change stuff all the time. I was known for doing lactation content, so I would do
that is money.
Huh?
That is money. Lactation is money. People don't realize how much money you can make with lactation content.
I made so much money doing that. I'm dried up now, but when I was doing that, I would just have guys ask me to just make them a video of me just squirting it. But then OnlyFans, I think it was like 3 months, March, April, May, June, July. It was like 4 months after. And they started changing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when I had to stop doing that. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to think of something else because I can't do that on there. So I did download another app that allowed fetish content like that.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do on OnlyFans because I was known for doing lactation stuff. And that was like the easiest thing for me. And now I don't know what I'm going to do besides everything is boring because you can't put objects in you that are not intended as toys because I was doing that too. I was using, that was what I was doing. So I didn't have any toys, so I'd use objects.
Oh, so you like a cucumber, a small
like
baseball bat,
and like not just more so like I used a toothbrush container, like where you put the toothbrush inside the container.
Yeah.
I was using that. I was just using all these like random things. And then when OnlyFans came out with that rule about not using objects, then I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, gosh, what am I going to do? Like all this stuff was like what my fans really loved. Now I can't do it. So I did find another platform, but OnlyFans is obviously going to be the one that everybody picks because they're the most well known. So that's the only downside with OnlyFans. Yeah, I was doing solo content, but then after that, I finally figured out a way to make content. I got a dildo, and then I started doing butt stuff. I got an anal bead wand. It used to vibrate, but I lost the charger, so it doesn't vibrate anymore. But my fans love that one. I haven't used that in a while. So
how did you lose the damn vibrating part? I be wondering how y'all be breaking toys. They be breaking toys, ladies and gentlemen. It be like, how you put a little touchy?
God dang. Yeah, I have a lot of crazy toys. Butt plugs. I have butt plugs that it has a door stopper. It's like they twist it. They like, I don't know how I took it apart because I wanted to know how did they make it. So it's the door stopper. So it goes like that and it like goes. And I got what else do I have? I have football goalies. So the butt plug goes in and then there's goalies and then there's like the foosball. So my friend and I told her, I'm like, I got one for you and me so we can make like a fun video during football season.
Oh my God. That's a woman that loves her butt plugs. This is the first lady I love butt plugs. It has an extensive collection of butt plugs, ladies and gentlemen. She loves anal. So, with that being said, now, like I said, you've been going for a year. Now you decide, all right, it's time to bring a human being into the situation. So we begin with girls. So who is your first girl-on-girl collaboration?
She goes by the name Savannah Love. And yeah, so I met her, I discovered her from another creator named Midwest Emma. And so I didn't follow anybody on Twitter for almost a year. The only person I think I followed was Midwest Emma because she had all these tips and tricks and all these things. So I really kept to myself and I didn't really want to be anybody's friend and I didn't want to collab. I just wanted to be on my own terms and just be in my own self. But I found Midwest Emma and then I saw the girl that she collabed with a few girls and I actually met all of them except one. Except one of them is a friend. We just haven't met in person. We just talk all the time. But I was like, wow, she's really pretty. Savannah, the one that's named Savannah. And I was like, oh man, I would love to work with her one day, but I don't know if she'd ever work with me. And I found her later that summer, the first year that I was working. Well, I think it was around the end of the year, and she reached out to me, and I was like, oh, sure, and we finally decided to schedule a collab. I think it was March of 2022. So we had it kind of planned out ahead. I just wasn't ready to do it yet because I was like nervous about doing stuff with other people on OnlyFans because I had a lot of things going on in my life and I just wanted to kind of keep to myself. But then I started opening up and I started discovering myself. I was going through a lot my very first year, after separating from your ex-husband. You go through a lot, especially when you're with them for a really long time.
Trust me, I know I'm going through a similar situation myself.
Yeah, so I finally decided to just do it. What I mean, I need to start doing more anyways.
So were you into women before this? Were you into women before this and had a experience with a woman before this?
I have, just not on camera.
Okay.
It was after I left. It wasn't during. Like
I know your ex like, damn. She did it. He's really hating that y'all broken up. See what happened, fellas? You find out what you really miss out on after they leave. but go ahead and tell us about you and Savannah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, everything went great. I learned a lot from her, and we just shared some tips and tricks together. I taught her some TikTok stuff, and she taught me some stuff on OnlyFans, additional things that I didn't really know about. I was like, oh, that's really good information to know. And so that collab went really well. Well, then after that, I started following people that she was following. So I was like, oh, well, this was a really fun experience. So I started following other people, and that's when I found Gemma Boop and a few other creators. And then I think it was I filmed with another girl. What was her name? Bianca. I should know her because she's like one of my good friends. That's her stage name. But Bianca, I filmed with, I believe she was my second girl. And we did outdoor content because she's an outdoor girl. And that was a really fun experience. And then it was the all-girl orgy at the end of August of last year. I could have swore that I've worked with another creator in between Savannah and Bianca. Maybe not. I know Bianca and I went to Aruba too that summer. That was fun too. Yeah, so we did that, and then after that, that's when I after knowing Savannah, she got me connected with some of the other girls, and this one girl named Gemma Boop, that's who she goes by. She put together the all-girl orgy, and I was very fortunate to experience that because it was a lot of work. Oh my gosh, we did so much filming. I think that was the most amount of filming I did in such a short period. It was the most amount of filming in such a short period of time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be filming more but I feel like everybody does their own things on their own pace. So, but that was a really fun experience and I learned a lot from other people. And then after that, I found Johnny Arana through Gemma Boop. I saw she did a post and I was like, oh, who's he? Like, he's really good looking. He seems great. And I reached out to him, I believe. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna work with him one day. I know it. I didn't think
you were manifesting.
Yes, and I reached out to him, and I didn't think that he would. I didn't know if he was busy, but he ended up being my first BG, and yeah, so it worked out amazing. I don't know if we did anal that first scene, or if we did, because he was my first anal on camera. I can't remember.
And y'all basically became because I'm starting to see that a lot of females are looking for content partners. I'm seeing the trend of that now. That they're looking for one guy that they can work with on a regular basis versus shooting with a bunch of dudes. Or they don't they might shoot, they have that one special guy to shoot with, but they shoot with anybody outside of that sparingly. Why do you think that's the trend now?
I didn't even know it was a trend. I just do it because he doesn't live that far from me. Like, I mean, he lives in Kansas City, and I live in Wisconsin, and I'll drive to him. I mean, I could fly, but flying so much, I don't want to deal with TSA, and I want to bring all my toys. I don't want them to go through it. So he's just really convenient. He has a convenient look. And he's really good at filming, so he knows what he's doing because of his experience, his background in film. So he's just really good at doing what he does. After working with him, and I like, hey, do you want to be like regular film partners? You know? And he said, sure. And I recently asked him, it was like a couple weeks ago, and I called him. I'm like, I need to ask you something. He's like, what? And I go, I was wondering if you wanted to film a bunch of anal, like, soon. He started laughing. He was like, sure, yeah, I thought you were going to be asking me something else. I'm down for anal. So I was like, yeah, I want to get a bunch of anal scenes in like a 3-day period. And he's going to come out and we're going to film a bunch of anal scenes. He's really convenient because I'm already close with him. So I can just call and be like, hey, you want to come over and film anal or film whatever, you know? Versus not knowing someone who I don't know what their real schedule is like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, there's not that many people that are in Wisconsin that do what I do. There's a few, but
yeah, you are blessed that you have found a content creator partner, because like Wisconsin, North Carolina, it ain't much. You know, it ain't a lot of people doing it and doing it openly and collaborating with each other. You know, period. So, and I always said the blueprint was to have a resident male talent, and then you work with other established male talent just to be a change of pace. But you have that regular male talent that you get to enjoy your content with, because you don't want the industry to have more content of you than you don't have of yourself.
Mm-hmm. And I'm very fortunate to be close to Chicago too. I mean, I'm not super close to Chicago, but I'm close enough where if I need to go down for a day, I'll go down there and I'll ask Tadpole, like, hey, are you gonna be busy on this day? And he'll be like, no. And I'll be like, okay, could we film a scene? Or he has VR, so I've been helping him with that. I haven't filmed a VR for a couple of months, but yeah.
Yeah, so, and then, like she said, she jumped into the gangbang. And it's, like I said before, with you, what I like about what you did was each year 3, you made it to the gangbang. Not in year 1, in year 3, you know what I'm saying? So you had somewhat of like a slow burn into stuff of that nature. So now that you have done a gangbang, and that's now part of your film, you know what I'm saying, repertoire, what else do you want to add to your film repertoire? Do you do BDSM, interracial, any of that? You know, what do you want to add to your repertoire?
I feel like I've done a lot so far. Like the gangbangs is something that is like, that's like, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done a lot already. So one of my goals for next year, so my friends have filmed, I have friends that have filmed with him, and I know that he's a really busy guy. So I am hoping that one day I can film with Johnny Sins. And he's one of my persons that I would really love to film with one day, just because he's accomplished so much. And I feel like, oh my gosh, if I could film with him, it's like I'm working with somebody that has done so much and they've accomplished so much. Like if I could film with him, that would be amazing. But I want to wait. I don't know if it would happen. But I have friends that film with him, and I'm pretty sure they would if they really wanted to, they could text him or call him and be like, hey, this girl wants to really work with you. She admires you a lot. I'm just waiting because I'm currently in the process of having all of my tattoos lasered, removed, and I'm having more surgery done. No crazy surgery. I just want to be prepped for next year when I want to get into a little more mainstream. I'm not going to do full-time mainstream. I just want to film a few here and there just so I can experience it, because I've filmed with Private Society recently and they want me to come back. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said about getting rid of her tattoo, because I had this conversation before. I said there was a time in Hollywood where mainstream would never book a girl with tattoos at all. You know, period. It's a lot of the movies that you're making on the physical tip, you know, period, is to kind of help enhance your chances with the mainstream companies, because to keep it 100, they do have a type.
Yeah, well, I know that I know some of the companies are really, really picky. I'm removing them. So I have a few reasons why I'm removing them. And one of them is because I got them for the wrong reasons. I actually didn't start getting this until I left my ex. And I kind of did it as a way of, oh, I can finally make my own decisions. And like, I got stuff on my fingers I never had. And it was just the first year in 2021 and the beginning of, I think it was like January 2022, is when I stopped being in that like crazy phase, because I was also drinking a lot by myself, and that I don't drink anymore. And if I do, it's very rare. But that whole thing with getting all the tattoos and drinking late at night by myself and filming TikToks, and I just want them removed because it just reminds me of like every time I look at like
the worst time of your life.
And also I do want to have a blank palette when if I do get seen or noticed by a mainstream company that maybe wants to sign me on. I know that some of them are really picky, and some of them it's fine if it's like hidden. If they can't see it, then it's fine. If there's something behind your ear. But with this, like that is not okay. So I actually have my next session on this one, and then the one on my back. I got them done, laser removed a couple weeks ago, and next week I start the other ones. So it is really crazy what laser tattoo removal does to your body. My arm was swollen.
It hurts worse to take it off. It hurts worse to take it off than it did to put it on, and it hurts to put it on a little bit.
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt.
I'm pushing the technology since I first got my tattoo, it's completely changed to take it off, because I'm a because when I got my tattoo, I said, look, I am not taking it off, because I heard too many motherfuckers sit here and complain to me. I said, that shit hurt. It hurt worse, man. I'm
you got yours removed too?
No, I got my neighborhood, and I got my zodiac sign, the Taurus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got my zodiac sign right here, Aries.
I mean, I want to get. Well, I'm retired now, so I can get as many tats as I fucking want, and I really wasn't trying to go mainstream on the. Mostly because the way that they shoot, I just couldn't do it. There's just too much pressure.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure. So in late August, I am having, or I shouldn't say late August. It's happening soon. Yeah. I'm having this thing called Lipo 360, and I really just want the tiny waist. Not like I'm gonna. I'll because I still have the stomach. It won't be like perfect. It'll just be a lot smaller. I gained a lot of weight in 2021 with all that drinking, and now I'm like, I just want to tighten up my waist. So I'm having lipo 360, J plasma in my stomach, so it will tighten all the loose skin, and natural BBL.
Oh my, she getting
I want a
booty,
bigger butt.
tighten up the tummy. So you ain't gonna do nothing with the boobs, even though I think the boobs are perfect.
My boobs are done. They're
Yeah.
fake.
Oh. See, that's what I'm talking about, people. I like when the shit look natural. You can't even tell it was work because they look natural.
Thank you. I had them done twice. I wanted them bigger. I got them done the first time back in 2015, and then after breastfeeding and everything, my implants, they were just like, they were kind of like, they weren't the same. So and I gained weight, so they kind of looked a little bit smaller. I wanted them bigger. So I was told by my surgeon, I want them even bigger. He's like, we can't do them bigger. Your body won't be able to handle it. I was like, what the heck? So he's like, if you want them to be bigger, you're going to have to lose some weight because, they're one size. So I was like, okay. So I tried losing weight, but with this freaking job, okay, I shouldn't say it because this is like the best job in the world. I have a really hard time with working out while I am traveling. It's really hard. And my life outside of porn, I am a really busy mom. So people don't realize that they think like I'm doing porn 24/7. Well, I have so much content that I post on Twitter and like it like they have no idea how busy my life is. So me to go get lipo 360 and I have been eating healthier. So with me eating healthier and having this done, I'm not going to try to gain or lose weight.
And truth be told, doing porn is physically taxing because people. I can't express this enough, smokers. We are athletes with this shit. Like I did that straight up because the positioning that we have to do, the angles that we have to hit, the way she had to position her body. She may have to squat on the deck. You know how y'all do the squat thrust? She may have to do that on the deck for like 6 minutes.
I know.
Because trying to get that shot.
I remember I shouldn't say I remember when, because it wasn't that long ago. I was filming for Private Society, and the guy was laying like this on the couch, and I was on top of him, and I was just going forever. And in my mind, I'm like, God, my legs are killing me right now, but you got to do this. You got to do this. Make it work. You got to make the scene work, because don't give up. Plus, this is like a workout. You're getting some muscle in your legs. So yeah, I was like, holy shit. After that scene was cut, I was like, holy shit, my legs are killing me. So I'm like stretching them and everything, and then I'm like, and he made a comment. He goes, that was really good. I did it. I was waiting for you to say you're ready to. Your legs are hurting. I was just waiting for them to tell me when to stop, because I wanted to make sure that it was a really good scene.
Yeah, because it's like, even when I remember, because I did content, so very few patients in my career. And I used to have the girls come for a weekend. And sometimes Monday I be sore as a motherfucker because, like I said, we sitting here doing different positions. That what people don't get. Regular sex is what? Missionary, she might give you maintenance, blowjob, and some doggy style. We gotta sit here and fuck on tables. I got to pick her ass up and turn her around. She got to do a helicopter on the dick. I mean, it's a lot of goddamn work. It ain't as easy as people think.
Yeah, and that's where people that don't understand how porn works, they have these expectations for their spouse to do the same thing, and it's a fantasy. I mean, some people do, but that's how I was before I did porn, I thought like everybody did this, so I felt a little insecure about myself at times, because I was like, okay. And yeah, people don't realize, like, it's physically hard sometimes. Also, try to put people that don't understand gangbangs, like they think that, oh yeah, I could just put my dick in the ass and it's gonna go right in. Okay, when there's a dick in the ass and the dick's trying to go in the pussy, one of them is gonna come out because they can't fit in at the same time because they're like, it's like one goes in, one goes out because it's so tight. I don't know if that happens for everybody, but I was like trying to, like, why is it on the movie, the pornos I see in mainstream, they do it so perfect. Like, how are they doing that? And then I was like, oh yeah, there are techniques and it takes practice. And
see too, here's the other part. It's editing. Because see, the thing about it is common sense. But see, unfortunately, the civilians, because we as porn stars call y'all civilians, because y'all don't be in the wars like we do. But anyway, when you talk about DP, first of all, we talking about a gangbang. Not every dude that his heart is at the gangbang. Let's make this clear. If you see a gangbang video, you see dudes over there jerking the fuck off, waiting their turn. And if you're talking about she got more than 5 dudes, the reason why I say 5, that's mouth, both hands, pussy, asshole. So she got more than 5 dudes. You got someone over there jerking off. So by the time he gets there, he may not be completely whole. So he's putting the limp dick in the pussy. You get what I'm saying? So when you talking about you trying to do a DP, first of all, to even get in the ass, he got to be at his hardest. Yeah. The other dude riding has to be at his hardest. Oh, and the dude on top got to make sure that he ain't smushing the her and dude too hard because he's over top. Period. DP is the most difficult position to pull off in any situation, whether it's a threesome or a gangbang. Even worse with a threesome, because like I said, not every dude by the time he get to that pussy is hard because he been over there jerking. And some of them dudes just getting where they fit in. Me, I'm the dude, I'm like, nah, first let me go get the mouth, then I go get the pussy. I want to go in hard. I ain't gonna try to goddamn just put something soft in the pussy, man. And some people would do that shit too, try to rush the damn that soft dick into the pussy out of this bitch. She don't be doing shit.
Yeah. So many fans, they're like, I want to be in a gangbang, and I don't think they're like, they don't realize that guys get soft during gangbangs, and they think that they can come in and they're gonna like rock the show, and until they show up and they see all these guys, and it's like, oh yeah, this isn't as easy. But I have had sex with fans at gangbangs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I won with, like I said before, a gangbang. Okay, add in the fact that you got the lights and the camera. Now you got this dude in a room full of 10, maybe 20. In the case of Tadpole, Tadpole brings them in, baby. You talking about 30 deep, got this. You might have 10 dudes surrounding her ass. You feel me? Just waiting their turn, jerking off to muscle. Yeah, I can't wait till something open up. My hand, the mouth, something. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do a gangbang. I'll be the first checker. I ain't gonna be that dude over there jerking off, waiting. I can't do it. I can't. But see, that's why also they usually have the club girls there off camera to kind of, keep the dude right, but not make him bust, because we still need that nut to a certain extent. So, but here's the real question though, because see, this is what they really don't understand. Not every scene, well, maybe in your case you might have, because you did only work with one guy for the most part. And he pretty much filled his way around the pussy, know how to make you have an orgasm. But sometimes y'all don't orgasm on set.
I have always had, I have an orgasm every single time. Mine are never fake. I want to have an orgasm. So I know in mainstream, sometimes they'll like, you have to fake it. And I guess if I have to, it's fine. I mean, that's a whole
I,
different
I don't
thing.
think that I don't think that it's fake. It's more of they have to fake that they're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's a fake of an orgasm because it's not about their orgasm, period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can orgasm every single scene.
Lucky you, girl. I know you happy got this. You like, she be hear other girls say, I don't know, man, sometimes I don't even orgasm on set. I orgasm every time.
And sometimes I will have more than one.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times. Like I'll have maybe like up to 5, but I can have more than that.
I would love shooting with her. Good night. I'd be like, hell yeah. I love to shoot with you.
When I'm having sex off camera, I like having at least 5 minimum orgasms.
You sound about like me. I want five strong nuts if I can within a night.
I want to do it so much. Like, I just want to keep having them so that when I'm done, I'll be like, I don't want no more. So, yeah, I think the most I've ever had on a live stream was probably like 30-something orgasms. No joke. No lie.
Good night. No, I used to love working with girls that were multi-orgasm because each orgasm garnered a different response. And then once you finish, just to see her just got to lay there and let it marinate for a bit. Just one girl had her sucking her thumb out this bitch. Boy, I felt like a man this bitch. I was in the bathroom like I beat that up, period. So, but with you because of course when you do the paid gigs, when you're dealing with male talents, you're not necessarily knowing who they are when you first work with them. So that's something you're going to probably have to adjust to a certain extent when, of course, Brian, who is your agent, gets you more work in the industry. What made you decide to go with an agency? Because a lot of girls try to stay independent.
He's actually my publicist.
Publicist. Okay.
Yeah,
what made you try to get a publicist?
He's my publicist. He's the one that I'll get stories sent out to mainstream articles. So I am independent. I don't have anybody working for me.
Oh, okay. So what made you decide to get a publicist? Because it's kind of like I think people that when they get publishers, they at that point, they're at the point now where they actually need it because they're becoming a strong name. What made you decide to get a publicist?
I needed one because I need one? No, but I wanted one because there are benefits to having one. When I wouldn't recommend getting one if you're just starting out because you really want to get your name out there before you get one. So because it's a long ways to build your name up when you have one because there's a lot of ups and downs each month. So I decided to get one because I am so busy with my marketing. I can only get my name out there so much, and no one's going to be writing stories for you no one's going to come contact me from whatever and be like, hey, I want to write a story about you. It just doesn't happen unless you have some crazy thing happen. But I'm just Tiffany and I film with older men and I do gangbangs. I decided to hire him because I wanted to get my name out there more so that I can get noticed by whoever, whatever. But it's just much easier having one to get your name out. I know not everybody has the luxury of affording it because it's not something I would recommend anybody starting out. If anybody's listening to this and you're starting out in the industry or if you're new, I wouldn't recommend getting one until you actually get your name out there. Because once you actually have your name out there and you're established, it makes more sense having one.
And this Southern Flex is brought to you by Wisconsin Tiff. It's good. It's good to do porn because it's not cheap to have a PR person by no means.
No, I invest a lot of money into my content and everything, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it because like I said, I'm working on getting the money for me to get one. Period. Because because also if you get ones that are real entrenched in the industry, they can get you in places and in rooms that you normally couldn't get yourself. Just being publishers and being seen and noticed. So now you also said that you self book or what have you, which we're about to have this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. So with you got shoots with Tadpole, you got shoots with Private Society. Private Society is a very well-known, top-notch AVN certified company. So how did you go about getting your paid gigs and work with these companies? Period. Because a lot of people don't understand what ladies had to submit to these companies, what these companies are looking for, how to submit to these companies, and the whole nine.
I got a hold of Private Society through Tadpole. Tadpole was, after he filmed with me, I told him how I wanted to one day film with mainstream, and I just didn't know where to start. Anyways, he was like, I know a company, and he texted them, and they said send a photo, or he sent a photo, and they were like, great, give us her number, and that's how I got in contact with them. I've actually Private Society is the only paid shoots that I've ever done. I don't. I've never. I won't accept any money from Tadpole because he's helped me so much that he's. Him just being there helping me with many vids and helping me like be in some of my TikToks and just play along. That makes it. I make it goes a long way that way. So I just feel like he's doing me more of a favor with being there for me and helping me with some of my marketing. I don't even know how to upload many vids, and he just does it for me. I put him on a referral program so that he can. I'm like, I don't want him doing too much work for me. So I'm like, if you and he's amazing. He helps me with my many vids. I need to learn how to do it. I guess I need to do it from my laptop because that's the only way it works. But he's a great guy, and I consider him like a really good friend.
Trust and believe. Once you start doing your uploading, you're gonna call Tadpole and be like, Tad, I want you to go back to uploading my shit.
I'll be like, can you upload that one video? I don't think it's uploaded.
Yeah, because
can you upload it for me, please? Because I don't know how to do it. You think I would because I upload content, but I don't know how to work many vids. It's too confusing. I know it's like he knows all of the hashtags and all the good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I need to sit down and actually learn how to do it. So he doesn't have to do it for me, but he does it so quick, so it's like nothing for him.
Yeah, because Tad is good at what he does. Even to the organization of his gangbangs. I'm like, I had him on the show before, and Tad, you will be back on my show again. Show and believe, So, but he's a very good dude. I like the way that he works. I like the way he do things. And like me, I see he got great quality in the ladies that he picked to work with.
Yeah.
He do amazing work in this lady. So shoot. So now moving forward, because like you said, with the possibility of more paid gigs to come around the corner for you, if a guy hits you up wanting to work with you, do content trade, what would he have to bring to the table for Wisconsin Tiff to say, yes, I will work with
you? So some of the things that I look for in someone that wants to film with me, if it was just a guy who isn't in the industry or he's brand new, because I'm so busy with already trying to juggle everything myself. I don't have an assistant. I don't have anybody running my OnlyFans. I'm doing this all by myself. I need a guy to be able to know how to edit content, because if we make more than one scene, I'd be like, okay, I want you to edit this video and I'll edit this one. I don't want some guy coming in unless unless he is not taking any of the content,
Mm-hmm.
then I will take it and I will edit myself. But if it's a content trade, one of us will have to edit. But if this person comes in and he doesn't know anything about editing and it's setting me back, I just have to use this as it's a business transaction, and I don't have time to sit down and teach somebody. So when it really comes to somebody who wants to do a content trade, they need to at least know what they're doing. They don't have to be a pro, but I don't want to feel like I need to sit down and teach them step by step, because I have so much going on as it is, and I'm running. So many people don't realize how many DMs I get on OnlyFans. I get so many DMs, and I don't have anybody that answers those for me, and that takes up a lot of my time. I don't think people realize how much time it takes me to reply to someone, because sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, da 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 da. I'll just talk to them for just I'll type one thing, and then OnlyFans is sometimes really slow, so sending that takes like a pause, and then I'm on to the next one, and sometimes it can take a few hours just to answer half of the DMs for that day. But I've had so many people tell me in the industry that my friends are like, you need to get an assistant to answer some of those DMs because you're. But I'm like, I'll be fine.
You see why they made the AI for the DMs and the the chats now because of that. Because I mean, because even with me, like when I hit females up in their DM, it's a reason why I tweet. Because I know half the time the women don't really check their DMs too tough.
Oh my God, I have so many on Twitter. I don't even, I'm like, if I have time to answer DMs on Twitter, then I better be having all of those DMs on OnlyFans answered. And I don't, I always answer my DMs. But with 4th of July, you know, people are, it's holiday, people are out doing stuff. So I was busy as well, you know, because I'm a human and I'm a person and I have my own life. So I took a day break from answering DMs. And if I don't, like, some of those fans are like, hey, do you DM on Twitter? Sometimes it just depends. If I'm already following them, obviously I'm going to get the DM right away, because people don't know that the DMs from fans, I don't see those. I have to go into a whole different folder. You know that. And if I can answer those, then I better be making sure that the people who pay to subscribe and they want to talk to me, I better have those all answered. If I don't have those all answered, that is very unfair. And if somebody doesn't like that, then they're not not respecting me as a person. And that it comes down to it. I do porn for a living. And
you're still a human.
I can't treat it like a relationship. Like, they're not my boyfriend. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. Like, what makes them more important than? And then I have some guys like, well, I'm mad that I have to pay. Well, if you want to get a response from me, just go on the OnlyFans, because you'll for sure get a response from me. And
see, I'm gonna tell you where I think, well, fans don't get it and porn stars don't get it. And it's funny because a podcaster, DJ Academics, I don't agree with everything he says sometimes, but I agree with what he said on this. Porn stars don't have what you would consider fans. They're actually more so their customers, because their fan base is based off of how much money these fans spend. You know, period. When you think of a fan, it's not necessarily someone that spends money. It's someone that follows you, they revere you, they look up to you. You know, they mark out when they see you. It's about customers. You know, period. It's just like the difference between followers. I tell you, any female this. You want to impress me, don't tell me how many followers you got, tell me how many subscribers you got. That's an impression. You know, period. Because that means you're making money. You know, period. Because we've seen people that have a large following and don't make a dime. You know, and that's just facts, no bullshit. So
I learned a lot from that. I used to think like, oh my God, if somebody has this many followers on Twitter, they must be making a lot. And here I find out that I had less than them, but I have way more subscribers. and I was so confused. And then I learned a lot about other things with that, why that is. And I post what I do for a reason on Twitter.
Yes. So the last thing before we come to the end of this wonderful podcast, kind of held her sexy ass up here for an hour, is because you mentioned your job and all this. How do you balance all this? Because even like myself, I work a 9 to 5 and do the podcast. I had to remind myself to, even though I'm retired, I still have porn to promote and sites to promote, period. So how do you balance everything, and how do you take a break from it mentally?
So I don't have a 9 to 5, no job outside of this.
Yeah.
This is everything for me. So having a routine and not overwhelming myself, even though sometimes the biggest thing that overwhelms me the most are the DMs on OnlyFans, because I don't want to send out content sometimes because I don't want them to think, oh, she sent me a video. She didn't reply to me. I want to make sure I get all those DMs reply to those before I send out. So that is like one of my biggest things that kind of stresses me out sometimes, because I don't want the fans to think like they're just a number. And it's just one of those things that it sometimes stresses me out, but then I'm like, okay, I have to take a step back. They have to realize like I am a person too. So, but some of them don't understand that, even though I've never really I have more happy fans than anything. So I balance everything by making sure that I have a routine and that I am making sure that I am focused on what needs to be done and not adding more than I need to, and making sure that I take time out for myself. And one thing that really does take up a lot of my time would be me traveling. Once I'm traveling, it really does. My routine is a little bit not the same, but as long as I can stay consistent, consistency is the biggest thing. And if you ever, I never say that I'm bored, because I'm never bored. Just making sure that I am getting enough sleep. That is the biggest thing for me, because if I don't get enough sleep, I am really crabby and I don't feel good and I feel tired and I can't focus. So my biggest thing is just making sure that I'm getting enough sleep, that I am focusing on my own self, because if I don't feel like I look good, if I'm not brushing my hair, because there's days where I'll have my hair up in a bun and I'll be like, I'm just going to go to the coffee shop and just enjoy some me time. But I told myself, I'm like, I made this a rule for myself to always make my bed in the morning and make sure that I leave the house feeling good about myself, so that if I am in the car, I can market a TikTok video, like 6 or 7 of them, get that bulk content is what I do. I pick a couple days out of the week and I do a ton of content so that it lasts me throughout the weekend. And what else? Just making sure that I'm always presentable in some way, so that I never know when I might be able to market, and taking time for myself. And the content trips are kind of like a little vacation, because I try to take a little bit of time for myself if I enjoy the moment. But reality is I do porn and I have a camera, so I'm very fortunate that I get to do that, because I could be working at a job where I don't get to enjoy a beautiful view of an ocean. If I have my phone with me and it doesn't matter, because I'm like, I'm here. And for anybody that, I've never really had anybody say anything about like, oh, you're always on your phone, but that's because it's my job. I am still there enjoying the moment, but that is my job. And if I wasn't doing that, then so just taking time for myself and actually enjoying my job and not hating it makes a big difference. Like if you're at a point where you're hating filming, where you're like, I hate this, that's when you need to take some time for yourself, and you really want to love your job, because if you don't love it, then you're never gonna be happy.
Yeah. With that being said, we then came to the end of another wonderful episode. And You know she had to come back because there's a lot we ain't even talked about. There's a lot that she said that you know I'm like, that's another 30 minutes of a conversation I would love to bring up. So we know we had to bring her back. So with that being said, gorgeous, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Yes.
There you have it, people. She will be back here on the Smokers Lounge. And for my premium smokers, we will bring her to the premium smoke room. That's right, people. $4.99 a month. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. You can only watch them on Spotify. That's right. Spotify. Spotify has video like that of YouTube, and you can only see the premium smoke room if you subscribe and on Spotify. What happens in the premium smoke room stays in the premium smoke room. It gets more crazy. It gets more unpredictable. It gets more honest. It gets more provocative. Titties come out. A dildo might pop out, but you don't know unless you subscribe. So with that being said, ma'am, can you tell everybody where they can spend money on you?
You can find me on Wisconsin Tiff, xxx.com, and that is where all of my links will come up. Otherwise, if you don't want to go on the website, you can go on OnlyFans, Wisconsin Tiff, or Twitter is Wisconsin_Tiff. And yeah.
No more. So she will be back, people, just believe. And you know how we end these shows all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if we haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Wisconsin Tiff, can you tell everybody goodbye?
Bye.
And